everyone, it is Tanya. Welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you are new here. Today I am building a community lot. We are creating a saloon for the world of Chestnut Ridge, and this is of course the world that came with the Horse Ranch expansion pack. I am building on the oak barrel lot, which there's originally a saloon or a bar of some sort on this lot, and I'm building it backwards because the lighting on this lot is atrocious, but I will make sure to turn it around before I upload it to the gallery. But I really just wanted to have fun with creating a shape that kind of resembles some of the things that I see in the background of this world, the style. And I also looked up some reference pictures just to get an idea of the vibe I wanted to go for this saloon. And I think it comes out really cute in the end. It starts being a little bit more pristine, but I really wanted to create something called the Dusty Saloon and make it a little bit more run down, as those are some of my favorite builds to create in the game. So we will be adding all sorts of scuffs and tears and cracks all around this build and like puddles and stuff on the ground. So it'll get a little bit more old as we progress through this build. But either way, if you do like this and you'd like to download it, it will be available on the Sims 4 gallery. You can find it under my EA ID, which is Gryphi, Gryphi. And you can also find that under the hashtag Gryphi, and that information will also be in the description down below as well. I'm also trying to add the gallery lot name to my descriptions lately when I remember to, because the gallery has been very, very glitchy and finicky for everyone lately, and a lot of builds are just not showing up when you look up actual gallery IDs. So hopefully I will remember to do that, and if I don't, please comment down below and I will do so, and just quickly add that to the description so that hopefully it's a little bit easier to find. But anyway, the wraparound porch took me a really long time to roof. But I'm so glad that I took the time to figure it out because I think it looks so nice. And then we're just figuring out the top here. I also scaled down these little roof pieces from Strangerville to sort of wrap around this little balcony I have in the front of the build. I think it looks really nice. From above, you can see how it doesn't exactly match up with the half walls. But from any other view other than a bird's eye view, it looks really nice. And that's where I was able to put that little decal as a sign for this build. And then we're just adding some fences and stuff. This was actually a really time-consuming build because I had no idea how to go about it. And I don't do a lot of community lots on the channel because I don't feel very confident in them. I don't think I'm that good at them, but I do think that they are fun to do from time to time. So I'm glad that I decided to go ahead with this one because I'm pretty proud of how it came out. But right now we're just figuring out some windows. I cut out a lot of that footage because I tried every window I could possibly imagine, and then I ended up going with these in the end with some shutters on either side, which is one of my favorite items that came with Horse Ranch, and I really need to experiment with using them more because I've wanted the shutters for years, but so far I've only used them in builds that are for this world. So maybe I will sit down and do something else that is not this theme with those shutters sometime soon, because there's some very versatile swatches on there, not only like neutrals and whites and stuff, but some like cute pinks and things like that as well. I could see a really adorable suburban home or maybe a tiny house with those. I have some ideas going now, but anyway, for the main entry to this building, I thought it was fine to make it look like it was like an open door. So what I did here was just use a base game door attached to one of the archways from the Horse Ranch pack and move that around with move objects so it looks like it's just propped open. And I also added a bump out in the back to get some more space on the interior, and that worked out really nicely because that is going to be the space that the bar is actually in on the outside, or in on the inside. I tucked it into that space and it looks really nice that way. I also added these little bump outs on the top floor. They're not anything like exciting or functional. They're just little nooks that I have on the interior of the build, but I thought they added some visual interest to the exterior. So they're something you could definitely get rid of if you don't like them. I also went through the live edit objects catalog to get a couple of these planters around the build. I believe I don't keep the ones on this side, but I put them on the other side of the build to put some trees in. And then there ends up being a variety of landscaping on this lot. It was kind of hard to figure out how to do it because this lot is surrounded by a sidewalk, so it doesn't feel like there would be much like natural grass and stuff here, but I played around with it and figured it out in the end, and I think it came out okay. So anyway, over on this side, I knew I wanted to have some parking spots because this is a public lot, and I was thinking, plenty of Sims were coming here to get some drinks. So I used these little parking stops from the Strangerville debug catalog and then got a bunch of cars, 3 cars. 2 of them are from live edit objects that came with Horse Ranch because They have like a lot of mud and stuff on them, and I thought that that would be realistic for this world. And then one is just a base game one. So laying out the pathway around it now using these little, I don't even know what to call them. I guess floor decals. I believe those came with Spa Day. I want to say they're for like lines in pools. I'm not entirely sure. I almost never use them, but I thought that they looked nice here. So that's what I opted to do for the parking spots. And you can see the muddy trucks now. I think they're so cool. I really love the debug cars. I don't know if we'll ever get real cars in The Sims. I still really, really want them. But at this point, I'm not sure if we will. But I also said that same thing about improved babies. And then we got infants in the game. So you never know. I would love to still see cars added. So we shall see. And speaking of which, The Sims 9th anniversary is coming up in a couple of weeks in September, I believe on the 2nd. I wonder if we're going to get anything. I know it's the 9th anniversary. It's not like a special one, but this is the longest going Sims game. So it'd be interesting if they gave us anything to celebrate for that. At least maybe something better than the hot tub. That would be quite nice. Especially because that was for like a really big anniversary too. And it was only a hot tub. It was the 20th anniversary of the Sims whole franchise, not just 9 years of the Sims 4. So anyway, on the upper level here, I end up having our bathrooms, and then this room over here is a like nectar making room. I don't know why I did that really, other than the fact that I had that extra space and it was like, oh, it could be a storage room. But then I decided that wasn't really functional. So maybe if you want your Sims to make some nectar, we'll put a nectar machine or stomping bucket in there and some like wine storage. So that's what I ended up doing. And this is where I'm starting to get some more decals to place around this build. I really like the ones from Werewolves and from the Basement Treasures kit. I think they both work so nicely. So just grabbing some of those. I also got a lava lamp here, and a little bit later I'll be putting a TV back behind the bar as well, since that is a requirement for this lot type. When it comes to the seating in this space, I love how this came out. All of these are bar height tables. I used a couple of the ones from the Industrial Loft Kit pushed together in the middle of the room for like a bigger section. And then I have these smaller tables from the University Pack, I'm pretty sure, all around. So there's so much space for your Sims to sit down. And I think it'd be really good for storytelling and screenshots. It feels really full and a little bit cluttered, but there's still plenty of space for your Sims to navigate and route through the space. I also really liked this sign from Strangerville. It just felt so cute in this space. And it's a little bit worn down as well. And then I got some of these barrels from the Cats and Dogs pack that have a bunch of alcohol on them. So I thought that that would look nice behind the bar. And then getting a painting from Strangerville. Strangerville stuff and the Horse Ranch pack work really nicely together because the worlds are pretty similar in style. I think I like this world a lot better than Strangerville, but I think they both work together for the different decorations and landscaping and stuff that came with them. So just using that. And then I also got a bunch of scuffs on the floor by scaling up and duplicating a bunch of these different like carpet pieces. They're technically in the carpet section, but they're like floor decals that came up with the Basement Treasures kit. And a tip I would have for decorating, I do this a lot. If you want like a stain or a crack or something on the wall and it's a little bit too faded, just place a bunch of them on top of each other using move objects and it makes it darker. So that's how I achieved the darker look of those scuffs on the floor. I also have all kinds of like slime going down the walls. I feel like this is just an old place, but I feel like it's a really popular spot that everyone in town is going to. And it's kind of natural that it would get a little bit dirty. All of these Sims are out riding all day and coming in with their muddy boots. So I liked the idea of it. And I think this would be a really fun build to go ahead and play in. But anyway, just getting some more decorations. I put a couple of these chairs around as decorations in corners. And also because this lot required you to have regular dining chairs, not just bar tables and bar chairs. So I had to add that. And I also really liked using these curtains. These ones are from the Spooky Day Stuff Pack. Most of the swatches are like really funky colors like purples and greens. But there is a white and black swatch. And so I use those in here because they're a little bit more tattered. And I thought that they fit the style. I also got a bunch of rugs around here to make it look a little bit cozier. And a little chalk sign by the door that probably has like their current specials and stuff on whatever drinks they have in stock today. And, just a couple more decorations. I believe we got a spot for umbrellas by the front door, as well as this really pretty tapestry. I really like a lot of the artwork that came with Horse Ranch. I've been using it quite a bit in builds in this world and also other places as well because it's just really nice. And then I just got a couple of plants over here where there's a spot to hang up your cowboy hat. And then I got another plant because I felt like it needed a little bit more life in this space. It was a little bit too just beige. So adding in some greenery, I feel like helps that quite a bit. So yeah, just getting some more scuffs and tears and things to make the space feel more lived in. And of course, more plants. I can't help myself. I believe, did I already add it? I'm not sure, but I added jukebox down here somewhere so we can get some music going on. I also got some of these stains from Strangerville behind the bar. And just so much fun stuff over here. I really like this poster from the Werewolves pack as well. And you can see me just trying to hide some of the scuffs all around the space. Oh, that one with the peeling wallpaper is so good. I love that so much. And then like a punch mark behind the menu. And then we're heading upstairs where I do have a bigger table up here. So this would have fit the requirement of just having the regular chairs. But I liked the decorations of them in the corners downstairs anyway. So I have that one big table against the wall for your Sims to hang out at. And then was getting the supplies for the bathroom, getting all of our sinks as well as our stalls and our trash cans downstairs. And then upstairs, what we're going to end up having is only that one table and then a couple of bar tables. But mostly I wanted to have games up here. So we have a foosball table as well as ping pong. And I believe I end up putting darts up here as well. So there's a couple of activities for your Sims to partake in and make this more of a social space other than just for drinking. So I thought that would be kind of fun. This one bar table might be slightly in the way of the darts, so you might have to move that. I was fiddling with it quite a bit, but I think I forgot to playtest that part. I made sure they can get into all of the rooms, but I don't remember playtesting the dartboard, so you might need to move that over slightly. But anyway, up above the table here, I got this cool decoration from the Werewolves pack that is a bunch of pieces of newspaper with a painted wolf on it. I just think it looks fun and kind of feels like something you would see in a space like this, kind of makeshift artwork, or maybe they were tacking things up over time. They were discussing something, or maybe it was all articles about this saloon and like how great it is. I feel like a lot of businesses will have newspaper clippings of like how well they're perceived in their community, and then somebody like painted over it or something and made it artwork. I thought that was a fun idea for that area anyway. And then I'm just grabbing the pieces that I want to go ahead and put into this little room over here. It's just some wine storage and the machine for you to go ahead and make some nectar. And then I got some more scuffs and stuff around, some gross puddles in the bathroom. I also ended up grabbing a couple of windows to put over each stall, and I changed the swatch on one of them to have the graffiti in it. That just felt realistic to me, although the one thing that isn't realistic to me is I put it on the middle stall, and I feel like usually when you see that, it's either in all of them or on like an end stall. I also rotated the mirror from Werewolves and put that up in here. It's like cracked and, taped together, and I thought that was a cool addition. And then just getting some paper towel dispensers. I rotated them ever so slightly with tulle just to make it look like they were sort of hanging off the wall. And I also got some more of those scuffs on the wall over here and a trash can for the bathroom and another like decal. And then out on the wraparound porch, I wanted to get some more tables and chairs and a little rug on the entryway. I didn't put too much out here. I wanted to keep it pretty open and not overly decorate this lot so it still runs okay. Even though it does have quite a few decorations on the inside, I just tried not to go too overboard. And then I'm doing some more landscaping over here. I used some of these like flower beds from Debug to add a little bit of greenery to fill up with lots of plants. It's a little odd, but there's kind of stuff like that in the background of this world. You can see it like right behind this in the middle of the street. There's like I can't think of what that's called right now, but there's a divider in the middle of the street with plants in it. So I was trying to replicate that idea here, and I got some more of this fencing, and I thought this broken down car was just kind of a cool decoration. And then I also got plenty of trees over here, trying to combine a mixture of like green trees, slightly less green trees, like orange trees. There's a bunch of different ones that are in this world. So I was just trying to get a variety of different ones there, and finishing up some landscaping, getting a bunch of bushes. I also ended up having vines growing up at this building and some cracks and tears. We also put a dumpster out back. I thought that fit the theme with all the graffiti on it. And of course, it's always nice to have a woohoo location on every lot. So I made sure to have that. I think that's the only woohoo location here because this lot doesn't have like showers or beds or anything because it's a saloon. So I'm pretty sure I think the dumpsters are only woohoo locations. So if you want to get it on while you're here, you got a space to do so. You could probably also add like a bush outside if you'd like to. That's definitely an option as well. Always an important thing to keep in mind when you're playing The Sims. Everyone needs a good woohoo location. But yeah, just doing some terrain paint on the little bits of the ground that I have actually exposed here. and then getting a couple of benches and a rug for some seating outside. And then we're going to be heading on into screenshots. I really hope you enjoyed this build. If you did, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. You can also subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more and click that bell to be notified when I upload. Thank you so very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the screenshots, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye, everyone.